Merry Christmas, church family. It's so wonderful to be in the holiday season again, surrounded by lights, warmth, the company of friends and family, and the reminder of the greatest gift of all, Jesus. His birth changed the course of history, and we're part of that ongoing story right here in San Diego. We're excited to share some incredible God stories of 2024, the moments where heaven collided with earth through your time, actions, and generosity.
I started coming to CRB about 10 years ago. I was pregnant with my middle son, Brady, who's now 9, and Skyla was 5. She quickly became a huge part of the CRB Kids program and absolutely loved it. After her passing, I've gotten tons and tons and tons of notes and cards from some of the middle school students and high school students saying that some of the only reasons that they would come sometimes was because of her. That she brought a light that made them want to be here. She brought a light that made them feel welcome, that made them feel seen and heard and like they mattered. Skyla passing has been the hardest part and darkest part of my life. With that, from the first seconds of Skyla being gone, God orchestrated things the best that he could. In that moment, the chaplain of the police department was next to me when I got the news, and the next Sunday when I came to church, we saw each other and realized that she was a member of our church, and she got to be by me. So that was huge. So without even the church trying to be there, God put the church there next to me in that moment. Skyla's biggest want in the world was to make people happy, to make people laugh. To see that her love and story and light and how she impacted people has sparked this amazing organization that you guys are putting on and establishing the scholarship program, and the children are fighting to promote mental health awareness, and the fact that Skyla sparked that in them makes me so proud. It's also amazing to be able for my boys, Brady and Grayson, to witness the support from the church and to see the difference from a church family versus the world. They're getting to feel it and see it in real time and learn it at a young age, which has been beautiful. I just want to say thank you for helping me and my family heal. I don't think myself or my family could have gotten through it up to this point without CRB's support.
You know, we've reflected on so many amazing stories that have happened this year, and man, that was a hard one to watch because it also makes me reflect on the worst moments as a pastor this year. And phone calls that you just never want to get. And I remember getting that phone call and exactly where I was about Skyla. And as I watch it, I think it's why the church matters. I think it's what it means to be a Christ follower really shines in these moments. It's impossible for me to watch that and not be reminded of the essence of our faith. The cross, the greatest symbol of torture and fear the world had ever known 2,000 years ago. Literally the execution device of its day that struck fear in the heart of any enemy of the Roman Empire. God said, I'm going to take that, the worst thing, and now it's what people wear in gold around their neck. He is the God who takes the worst, and he has a way of turning it into the best if we let him. And it's incredible to hear Tonya talk about how the fear of that moment, the fear that has come after, is been driven out because there has been an opportunity. There's now something she sees that God's going to use that for. It reminds me of this verse from First John chapter 4, where he says, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear." And that's an interesting verse because you think about the psalmist. I think even the proverb writer says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom." Uh, and I think it's a continuum. I really do. I think we start with a fear of the Lord. Like when my kids were 3, I wanted them to have a fear of the stove. The fear of the stove was the beginning of wisdom in our house there for a season. But as they grow, you want them to be filled with love. You don't want them just to be afraid of the stove. And so there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear. And that's what we see.
I love when you dive into the word fear, it's so rooted in the word reverence. And when you really stop and go back to reverence is respect, reverence is honor, whether it's the stove or whether it's understanding that when I truly understand the power of God, when I truly understand, I truly embrace it, it has the power to drive out fear. I don't have that power. I actually can acquire a lot of fear. I can collect a lot of fear. And certainly the video that we watched, again, the next generation, man, these children that are so fragile, because that's where we are in that stage, and maybe really every stage. But there's this perfect love. This love that's not envious, it's not jealous, it's not insecure, it doesn't keep score. Perfect love. It drives out fear. And I think for all of us, there's fear there's always fear, and there's always hope. There's always. But sometimes in this season, you're like, man, I can get scared for my kids or my life or my family, but there is this reverence we can have for God where we realize, you got it. Yeah. I think that's what it is. It's that reverence of like, he is more than able.
That's good. That's good. The Old Testament really is, there's a lot of fear. You have the law, and if Israel doesn't obey, but the New Testament says Christ has come, perfect love has come. Right. And so even in your greatest moment of fear, even in your greatest moment of despair, which you may be in right now, it's that reminder that Christ has come and he drives it out. What is it right now? It's the worst. It's the worst moment. It's the worst thing. I can't believe this is happening. We all have it in our lives. It's that reminder that God has the opportunity and the ability to turn it into something beautiful.
And as we reflect on this, I just encourage you, like, what does perfect love look like in your family? Where you're not keeping score on family members right now, you're not holding things over family members, you're not bringing extra tension, extra energy in. You have the power through perfect love, just as Jesus did, to drive out fear in your home, to drive out fear in relationships, to drive out doubt in your relationships. But that's when you love as Christ loved the church. And so consider that as you reflect on this. What does perfect love look like through your life, in your home, during this season?
The stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared, and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear Truly he taught us to love one another. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, let all within us praise his holy name. Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise his name forever. His power and glory, and the more proclaim, fall on your knees, or hear the angel voices. A night divine, oh night when Christ was born. A night divine, oh night divine.
Thanks for tuning in. You are a gift, and we're excited to keep hearing the incredible God stories that come from your investment in our mission to bring heaven to earth as we combat poverty and raise up the next generation of Go First leaders. You can join us in our goal to raise $2 million to fuel our mission in 2025 by visiting crb.gives. We'd love to see you at one of our Christmas Eve services at any of the times below. And remember, God has a gift for you in every moment this December. Take the time to slow down, take a breath, and see all the blessings God has given in this season. Merry Christmas.